Let's be real. One of the biggest reasons people move to America is work. The U.S. has one of the largest and most diverse job markets in the world. But here's the thing. Not all states are created equal. Some are booming with opportunities in tech, healthcare, energy, or finance. Others, not so much. So if you're looking to chase the American dream or at least land a steady paycheck, you need to know where the action really is. That's exactly what this video is about. The 10 best states to find a job in America. We're not just pulling this list out of thin air. These states stand out because of strong economies, low unemployment, growing industries, and the fact that people actually want to live there. From tech hubs to finance giants to places where startups are thriving, these states are where opportunity and lifestyle meet. And here's the fun part. It's not always the states you expect. Sure, big names like California and New York are on the list, but you'll also see a few that might surprise you. States quietly building reputations as job magnets. By the end of this countdown, you'll know not just where the jobs are, but also why these places attract so many workers. Whether you're into tech, healthcare, energy, or creative industries, there's a state for you. For 10, Utah. Utah might not be the first state that comes to mind when you think about jobs, but it's quietly become one of the strongest job markets in the country. In fact, it regularly posts some of the lowest unemployment rates in the US. That means if you're willing to work, chances are you'll find something here. The biggest driver? Tech. Utah's Silicon Slopes, an area near Salt Lake City, is home to a growing number of tech startups and big-name companies. Adobe, Qualtrics, and a bunch of other firms have set up shop here, turning the state into a legitimate tech hub. Add in jobs in healthcare, finance, and outdoor recreation industries, and you've got a diverse economy that isn't slowing down. Utah also has one big advantage: lifestyle. The state consistently ranks high for quality of life, thanks to its stunning mountains, national parks, and outdoor activities. Skiing, hiking, mountain biking. It's basically paradise for anyone who loves the outdoors. For employers, that means attracting talent isn't too hard. For workers, it means balancing career with lifestyle feels easier here than in many states. The cost of living is rising, especially around Salt Lake City, but compared to places like California or New York, it's still more affordable. That balance, strong job market plus reasonable living costs, makes Utah a magnet for young professionals and families alike. So while Utah might not have the global reputation of a New York or California, it's definitely punching above its weight. And if you think Utah is impressive, wait until you see Star 9, a state that blends Southern charm with serious career opportunities. Luster 9, North Carolina. North Carolina is one of those states that's been booming in recent years, especially for people chasing careers in banking, tech, and research. The star of the show is Charlotte, which has grown into the second largest banking hub in the US, right behind New York. Major players like Bank of America and Wells Fargo have a huge presence there, meaning jobs in finance are everywhere. Then there's the Research Triangle: Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. This area is packed with universities, research centers, and tech companies. It's like a smaller, more affordable version of Silicon Valley. Biotech, pharmaceuticals, software. If your skills are in STEM, North Carolina has plenty of opportunities. The state also benefits from strong healthcare and manufacturing sectors, which give the job market a solid backbone. Add in a relatively low cost of living compared to big coastal states, and it's no wonder people are flocking here. Culturally, North Carolina blends Southern charm with modern growth. Cities like Raleigh and Charlotte feel young and dynamic, while smaller towns offer that slower pace many people crave. And don't forget the lifestyle perks. You've got beaches on one side, mountains on the other, and barbecue that locals treat like a religion. Of course, the secret's getting out, so housing costs are rising fast. But compared to New York or California, it's still a bargain. North Carolina is proof that you don't need to head to the coast for big opportunities. Sometimes the sweet spot is right in the middle. And if you thought banking and biotech were impressive, just wait until you see number 8, a state that's home to tech giants and airplane makers. 8, Washington. When it comes to jobs, Washington State is a heavyweight. Seattle alone is enough to put it on the map, thanks to tech giants like Microsoft and Amazon. These companies don't just employ tens of thousands of people, they also attract entire ecosystems of startups, contractors, and service industries that thrive around them. If tech is your field, Seattle is basically a career magnet. But Washington isn't just about tech. Aerospace is another huge player here. Boeing has long been a cornerstone of the state's economy, with thousands of jobs in design, engineering, and manufacturing. Add in strong healthcare, biotech, and clean energy industries, and you've got a diverse and resilient job market. The state also ranks high for wages. Average incomes are above the national average, and unemployment rates tend to stay relatively low. Of course, the flip side is cost of living. Seattle especially can get pricey. Housing costs are high and everyday expenses add up fast. But for many, the salaries balance it out. Lifestyle is another selling point. Washington is gorgeous. You've got the Puget Sound, the Cascade Mountains, rainforests, and some of the best hiking and skiing in the country. For people who want to balance demanding careers with world-class outdoor options, it's hard to beat. Sure, it rains a lot, that's the cliche. But honestly, most locals don't mind. They're too busy building tech empires or climbing mountains to complain. Washington is a state where big ideas and big opportunities meet. And if you thought that was appealing, wait until you hear about number 7. A state that combines booming industries with a lifestyle people can't stop raving about. Number 7, Colorado. Colorado is more than just mountains and ski resorts. Though, let's be honest, those don't hurt. Over the past decade, it's become one of the fastest growing job markets in the US, attracting everyone from tech professionals to entrepreneurs looking for a fresh start. Denver and Boulder are the main hubs. Denver's economy is diverse. Tech, aerospace, healthcare, and energy all thrive here. Boulder, meanwhile, has built a reputation as a startup hotspot, especially for clean energy and tech innovation. The presence of universities and research centers helps keep the talent pipeline strong, making it a magnet for both employers and job seekers. Colorado also has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. Jobs are plentiful, wages are competitive, and the state attracts ambitious young professionals who want both opportunity and lifestyle. And lifestyle is the magic word here. With the Rocky Mountains practically in your backyard, hiking, skiing, biking, and climbing are part of daily life. That balance of work and play is a huge draw. Cost of living is rising. Denver, in particular, has seen housing prices skyrocket. But compared to places like California, it's still more manageable. And for many, the lifestyle perks make the trade-off worth it. Colorado is proof that you don't have to choose between career and quality of life. Here, you can finish a day at the office and be on a mountain trail by sunset. And speaking of big states with even bigger job markets, the next one has energy, tech, and sheer size on its side. Let's talk about number 6, Texas. Number 6, Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, and that includes the job market. With its massive economy, Texas consistently ranks as one of the best states for finding work. The Lone Star State isn't just about oil and cattle anymore, though energy is still a huge part of the picture. Today, Texas is also a hub for tech, healthcare, aerospace, and manufacturing. Cities like Austin, Dallas, and Houston drive the growth. Austin has become a major tech hotspot, often called Silicon Hills, attracting startups and big players like Tesla, Oracle, and Apple. Dallas has a strong finance and business services sector, while Houston remains a global leader in energy and medical research. One of Texas's biggest advantages is its low cost of living compared to other major job markets. Housing is more affordable than in California or New York, and there's no state income tax, which means more of your paycheck stays in your pocket. That alone makes it a magnet for professionals and companies alike. Culturally, Texas is diverse and fast-growing. From big city living in Houston to the music scene in Austin, to suburban family life in Plano, there's something for everyone. And employers love it because the state has a large, skilled workforce ready to go. Of course, Texas does come with challenges. Hot summers, traffic in major cities, and the occasional larger-than-life attitude. But career-wise, it's hard to beat. So if you're looking for a state with big opportunities, low taxes, and room to grow, Texas definitely delivers. Now, let's jump coast to number 5, a state where Wall Street, Broadway, and endless ambition collide, New York. Number 5, New York. If there's one state that screams ambition, it's New York. For decades, it's been the land of skyscrapers, hustle, and big opportunities. And while it's not the cheapest place to live, the sheer scale of its job market makes it one of the best states to build a career. New York City is the beating heart. It's the financial capital of the world, with Wall Street powering global markets. But finance isn't the only game in town. Media, fashion, advertising, tech, and healthcare are all massive industries here. If you've got a skill, there's probably a company in NYC that needs it. Beyond the city, the rest of the state has its strengths too. Upstate New York is seeing growth in healthcare, education, and renewable energy. Buffalo, Rochester, and Albany have been working to reinvent themselves, creating jobs outside of the traditional NYC bubble. One of New York's biggest draws is networking. The state attracts ambitious people from all over the world, so the connections you make here can open doors everywhere. It's competitive, sure, but that's part of the appeal. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Yes, cliche, but true. The downside? Well, cost of living. Housing in NYC is notoriously expensive, and everyday expenses aren't much better. But for many, the opportunities outweigh the costs. High salaries and endless career possibilities make it worth the grind. New York is where ambition meets opportunity, and sometimes a lot of stress. But it's still one of the best places to launch a career. Now, if you'd rather swap skyscrapers for sunshine, our next state has beaches, booming industries, and a job market growing as fast as its population. Let's talk about number 4, Florida. Puesort, Florida. Florida isn't just beaches and Disney World. Though, let's be honest, those perks don't hurt. Over the last decade, the Sunshine State has become one of the fastest growing job markets in the U.S. Thanks to its population boom, industries like healthcare, tourism, construction, and trade are thriving. Healthcare is especially strong. With so many retirees moving to Florida, the demand for doctors, nurses, and medical staff keeps skyrocketing. Tourism is another powerhouse, fueled by theme parks, cruise lines, and year-round sunshine. Add in international trade through major ports like Miami, and you've got a diverse economy that keeps creating jobs. Miami and Orlando are the hotspots, but Tampa and Jacksonville have also grown into strong job hubs. Miami brings international business and finance, Orlando leans on tourism and hospitality, and Tampa has a growing tech and healthcare scene. One of Florida's biggest selling points? No state income tax. Combine that with relatively affordable housing compared to places like New York or California, and your paycheck stretches further here. The lifestyle perks, beaches, warm weather, outdoor living, also make it a magnet for people looking to balance work with play. Of course, Florida isn't perfect. Summers are brutally hot, hurricanes are a real risk, and traffic in cities like Miami can test anyone's patience. But for many, the combination of job opportunities, lower taxes, and a sunny lifestyle makes Florida a top choice. Now, if Florida offers sun and tourism, our next state offers something very different. Booming film, logistics, and corporate opportunities. Let's head to number 3, Georgia. Number 3, Georgia. Georgia has quietly turned into one of the best states for jobs in America. The star of the show is Atlanta, a city that's grown into a powerhouse for business, film, and logistics. Let's start with film. Atlanta has been nicknamed the Hollywood of the South, and for good reason. Marvel movies, Netflix shows, and countless productions are filmed here, creating thousands of jobs in entertainment and related industries. If you're into media, Georgia is one of the fastest growing hubs outside of Los Angeles and New York. But it's not just movies. Atlanta is also a logistics giant. Thanks to its location in Hartsfield-Jackson, the busiest airport in the world, it's a prime spot for shipping, distribution, and global trade. Companies like UPS and Delta Airlines are headquartered here, and that means steady jobs in transportation and business. Georgia is also home to major corporate headquarters. Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Chick-fil-A, and dozens of Fortune 500 companies are based in or near Atlanta, creating jobs in marketing, finance, and management. Add in growing tech and healthcare industries, and you've got a well-rounded economy. The cost of living in Georgia is another big plus. Compared to New York, California, or even Florida, housing is much more affordable, especially outside Atlanta. That makes it easier for young professionals and families to settle down while still building careers. Culturally, Georgia offers a mix of Southern hospitality and big city energy. Atlanta is diverse, vibrant, and fast-paced, while smaller towns provide a slower lifestyle with growing job markets of their own. So yeah, Georgia isn't just peaches and Southern charm. It's a career hotspot. But if you want something even more specialized, our Part 2 state has built a reputation as the biotech and education capital of America, Massachusetts. Number 2, Massachusetts. Massachusetts may be small in size, but it punches way above its weight in jobs and opportunities. The state is best known for 2 things: education and biotech. And together, they create one of the most powerful job markets in the country. Boston is the beating heart. With Harvard, MIT, Boston University, and dozens of other schools, the state is an academic powerhouse. That means endless opportunities in education, research, and innovation. If you're into science, tech, or academia, Massachusetts is basically the promised land. The state also leads in biotech and healthcare. Boston's biotech cluster is one of the biggest in the world, with companies developing everything from life-saving drugs to cutting-edge medical technology. Add in world-class hospitals like Massachusetts General, and it's no surprise the state attracts talent from around the globe. Finance and technology are strong here too, making Boston a well-rounded career hub. The salaries are among the highest in the country, reflecting the high demand for skilled workers. Of course, living here isn't cheap. Boston housing prices are notoriously high, and the cost of living overall can make your wallet cry. But many argue the opportunities make up for it, especially if you're in a high-demand field. Beyond the jobs, Massachusetts has a unique charm. Historic towns, fall foliage, a strong sense of community, and yes, a bit of that Boston attitude. For many, it's the perfect mix of professional opportunity and cultural richness. So if innovation, education, and career growth are your priorities, Massachusetts is hard to beat. But now it's time for the big one. The #1 state to find a job in America, the land of tech, entertainment, and sheer scale, California. Number 1, California. California is the heavyweight champion of job markets in America. It's not just the most populous state. It's also the most economically powerful, with an economy so massive it ranks as the 5th largest in the world, if it were its own country. That scale alone makes it the #1 state to find a job. The biggest driver? Tech. Silicon Valley is still the global hub for technology, with companies like Apple, Google, Meta, and thousands of startups calling it home. But tech isn't limited to the Bay Area. Los Angeles has a growing tech scene too, blending entertainment with digital innovation. Speaking of entertainment, Hollywood makes California the global capital of film, TV, and music. From actors to editors to sound engineers, the industry supports millions of jobs, both creative and technical. Add in LA's booming influencer and content creator economy, and you've got endless career options in entertainment. Healthcare and biotech are also huge here, especially around San Diego and the Bay Area. Agriculture thrives in the Central Valley, supplying much of the country's produce. And green energy? California is leading the way in solar and sustainability industries. Of course, the elephant in the room, cost of living. California is expensive, no doubt. Housing in San Francisco or Los Angeles can make your eyes water. But the trade-off is opportunity, high salaries, diverse industries, and the chance to be at the center of innovation and culture. Lifestyle is another perk. Beaches, mountains, deserts, national parks. California has it all. That combination of work and play is why so many people stay despite the high costs. California isn't perfect, but in terms of sheer job volume, diversity, and opportunity, it still takes the crown. So, there you have it. The 10 best states to find a job in America. From Utah's booming tech scene to North Carolina's banking hub, from Georgia's film industry to Massachusetts' biotech breakthroughs, and of course, California's sheer scale, these states prove that opportunity in the U.S. comes in many shapes and sizes. The key takeaway? It's not just about where the jobs are, it's about what kind of life you want outside of work. Love the outdoors? Colorado and Utah have you covered? Want a mix of culture and career? New York and Massachusetts might be your spot. Prefer sunshine and no state income tax? Florida and Texas make a strong case. At the end of the day, the best state depends on your skills, your goals, and your lifestyle. The good news is that America's diversity means there's likely a place that fits you perfectly. Whether you're chasing tech in Silicon Valley, finance in Charlotte, or film in Atlanta, the opportunities are there if you're ready to grab them. Now I want to hear from you. Which state would you move to for a job? Would you go big with California or New York, or pick a rising star like Utah or North Carolina? Drop your choice in the comments and let's see which state comes out on top. Because one thing's for sure, if you're looking for work, America has no shortage of places to start. It's just about finding the state where your career and your life can thrive.